I'm Eric Horseman, the president and founder of the event. I'd like to first thank my friends at SUV TV for live web streaming the event on the internet. They came up from Atlanta, Georgia yesterday to do this. They also stream all of our games during the weekend, and that's a big deal because a lot of our teams, the national teams, have kids from all over the world, and a lot of their parents can get online and watch them play at the event. Also, would like to thank some of the members of my executive team that make this event possible. You guys enjoy the talent on the floor. We are busy behind the scenes. People think I watch a lot of basketball, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes. I'd like to thank Steve and Adam and Chris and Chuck and Ricky and Bob, who came all the way in from Maryland for this press conference today. My work wife, Renee, and my real wife, Lori. So they help make everything possible. They help me look good, which is a hard thing to do. I'd like to thank also some of the marketing classes that are in attendance today. I know you guys are just happy to be out of school, so you're welcome for that one. But here from Centerville, Wayne, and Fairmont. So enjoy. Having said that, we also have some of the schools that will be participating in attendance. And I see some of the folks coming in. Hopefully I don't miss anybody, but I think at present, we have folks here from Thurgood Marshall, Princeton, Wayne, Ottoville, who is, I think, what, 2 hours away? So you guys, I think, are the furthest. 2 hours to come to a press conference for an hour. I'm pretty happy with that. Gamble out of Cincinnati, Trotwood, Woodward, Spire Prep Academy, and Beaver Creek. How far is it from Spire? I forget. 4 hours. They drove 4 hours for this today. So you think that's not a big deal? We appreciate you guys. Second year in a row coming down here. So I appreciate that. I'd also obviously like to say thanks to Miami Valley Hospital South and Premier Health for hosting again the press conference and for being our title sponsor. Each year, they give great care to all of our student athletes. I can tell you from the national teams that come, they are amazed at the treatment that they get from the hospital. They go to a lot of events where those events, they have to bring their own trainers, they have to wrap their own ankles. And I always tell people, if you're sick during that January weekend, you ought to be at Flyin to the Hoop because there's more doctors in attendance there than at the hospital. So having said that, I'd like to introduce my friend Joanne Ringer, CEO of Miami Valley Hospital South.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's so great to see you all here, and I will say this is a record crowd for us, so thank you all for being here. As Eric said, I'm Joanne Ringer, and I'm the president here at Miami Valley Hospital South, but I'm also here today representing Premier Health. For the past 17 years, we have been involved with Flyin to the Hoop, and it absolutely is an important event for us, and we are very proud to, again, to be the presenting sponsor. As Eric mentioned, our physicians and our athletic trainers are there throughout the weekend to provide that great quality care that we provide in our community every day. And I couldn't be more proud of that team. I tell them that every opportunity I have. They do a spectacular job. They represent us in the community, and they represent us so well. And you're under excellent care for that entire weekend. Since 2007, Premier Health has implemented what I call kind of a unique community partnership with our area high schools. We have become partners with over 40 high schools and colleges in our community, which includes the University of Dayton and Wright State University. We've also taken that same philosophy to many of the YWCAs and YMCAs that we have in our community. So being involved with an awesome event and a spectacular event like this, putting us on that national stage, it really does further our mission of building healthier communities, and it's really a natural extension of us and the partnerships that we have with our school districts. So Premier Health is definitely proud and dedicated to all the relationships that we have. We allow our schools to focus on the academics while we can provide support and funding to those athletic activities. We believe building healthier communities is important to us, and it is our mission. And so by allowing those schools to focus on the academics, we can support the athletics that go on in each of those schools. Because my challenge to all of you is to consider healthcare fields. We want you to be well educated, we want you to go to college, and we want you to come back, and we want you to work for Premier Health. So thank you all for being here today. I congratulate Eric on an excellent event, and here we are today, 17 years later. It's outstanding. And next, I'd like to introduce you to our medical director, Dr. Jeff James. He is over the sports medicine program here at Miami Valley South.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Joanne. Thanks, Eric. It's great to be here today. This is, a phenomenal crowd and, great exposure for all the young athletes that get to play in this tournament. It's been a, great honor for Premier Health and who I represent, which is Premier Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, to be a part of this, phenomenal event for now more than 17 years, I guess. And, me personally, I've been a part of it for more than 4 years now as a doctor, helping to take care of some of the athletes that come through. As Joanne mentioned, we have athletic trainers that are, there on staff constantly for any needs, whether it's, pregame wrapping or injuries that occur on the court. We also have physician coverage that's there throughout the event when needed. It's just a phenomenal event and really one of the premier showcases of high school basketball in the country, and we're proud to be a part of it. As Joanne mentioned, it's really part of a huge initiative and fits well with Premier Health's mission to really build healthier communities. It promotes physical activity, healthy lifestyle, sportsmanship, and really helps to expand our community partnerships from the Premier Health perspective, but also helps to build and expand on some of the relationships we have through our Premier Orthopedics and our sports medicine programs. I mentioned already that athletic trainers are a huge part of the weekend staff, and there's some of them that are here today that help out with the event, and I'd like to recognize them because they spend countless hours on the sidelines and throughout the event coverage. So just want you guys to be recognized because you can do a fantastic job covering this event. Thanks again to Eric for having us, and everyone have a great day. Send it off to Eric now.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to also introduce up here at the head table Eric Galliano. He's the Senior Vice President for River Valley Credit Union. And we, 3 years ago, this will be our 4th year, started an annual scholarship for that student athlete, that 6-man award that we thought was important to continue to give back to the community. And here is Eric Galliano to talk a little bit about their involvement.
Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it. This is a great turnout. River Valley Credit Union, we encourage the Miami Valley to dream big. Now, like Eric said, this is the 4th year that we've done this $1,000 annual scholarship. And we do it to help you guys dream big too. Matter of fact, last year's recipient, David Sanford from Springfield, used the scholarship, and he's going to University of Cincinnati right now. And he's also dreaming big as a walk-on. We just found out a few weeks ago he earned his way onto the Bearcats team as a walk-on. So hopefully this is something that especially you kids in the audience are looking forward to. I look forward to reviewing some scholarship applications from some of the folks in this room. The winner might be somewhere in the room right now. It's also awe-inspiring to look at these scholarship applications and see the academic and the character and the on-the-court skills that you guys have. So good luck in flying to the hoop. Good luck in the scholarship. And we'll be out there looking for you guys and cheering you on in a couple months. Thank you.
All right, and as you notice, as usual, Flying to the Hoop is never one to be without food. So I'd like to say thanks to Jets and Lee's and Frickers and Panera and everything. You guys know that the hospitality suite has become infamous at the event. For many of you, our media, coaches, college coaches, VIP sponsors and volunteers, after each game we have a hospitality suite behind the scenes at the Trent Arena, and then we have another one at night at the Marriott downtown. We decided, like I said, 18 years ago, that if we're going to do this, we're going to do this first class or not at all. So half the media, I think, come here not just to see the talent on the court, but to also gain 10 pounds in the back room on Fricker's Wings all weekend and Lee's famous recipe in Jets Pizza. So I appreciate, again, with sponsors like them, with sponsors like River Valley and Premier Health, you don't understand how big of an effort it is to put all of this together, and we could not be where we are now without all of their support. So I very much appreciate that. Now, to the reason why you guys are really here. We'll get to the schedules in a second, but I just wanted to let you know that this year, and honestly, John and I lost count, but this year we had over 125, 130 teams from all over the country and international want to get in this year. We had to narrow that down to 38. I had 2 teams yesterday asking us if we had any room left. That was kind of laughable, but I guess you could say 127 now. This year, we also set another record. This year, so far, by latest counts, we'll have 12 5-star players participating, and this is a record. We will have 29 4-star players participating. Just yesterday, I guess this makes 30, we found out that one of the teams, which you're going to find out is playing Wayne High School, has a 4-star recruit in football and is going to Illinois as a quarterback. So I guess that makes 34 stars now. So last year, to give you an idea, was our most talented, and we had 12 5-stars last year and 19 4-stars. So we have 10 more than ever before. So without further ado, one last thing. This June, we had 6 more guys that got drafted. The highest draft pick was P.J. Washington that went to Kentucky. He played for Findlay Prep, if many of you remembered. We now have 67 guys now that are in the NBA that played at this event over the past 17, 18 years, so we're very happy with that. Having said that, we're going to go ahead and pass out the schedules for this year's tournament. You can take a look at the schedule and we'll get back online here in about 2 minutes. Everybody got a copy of that? We might run out of copies. All right, what I want to do is, it's hard for me to go down for every one of these games, and we could talk about each one of them at length. Number one, there's a reason why these teams are on the schedule. We thought that they were the best matchups. They've got high quality players, and we think that the fans will get a lot of enjoyment out of it. For the first time ever, if you notice on Friday night, and again, I don't have any favorite games, but this is something new for us. If you look at Friday night, you'll notice that for the first time ever, we have no local team playing on Friday night. Some of the national powers had to fly out a little bit earlier than we anticipated, so we are going with an all-national night. Let me tell you, these 2 games are going to be television worthy. So we'll figure out what's going on there. But just to give you an idea, between the 4 teams, Hillcrest Prep, Andrews Osborne, Prolific Prep, and Huntington Prep, those 4 teams, there's a total of 7 5-stars and 15 4-stars on those 4 teams alone. So those will be 2 high-profile matchups. Many of you may be have heard that Findlay Prep, that was a staple of the event for 6, 7 years, they folded this past summer. So Findlay Prep is no longer in existence in Las Vegas, and a lot of those players went south to Arizona. I don't know what's in the water in Arizona, but if you look right now, we have 3 teams from Arizona coming this year, and all 3 of them are loaded. Hillcrest alone has 4 5-stars on their team and 3 4-star players. So they are going to be one of the top teams in the country, taking on Andrews Osborne that has 4 4-stars. Then you get one of the best games, I think, of the year on a national scene, Prolific Prep versus Huntington Prep. We're kind of calling this the rubber match. If you remember this, I don't know, all the years run together, but several years ago, Josh Jackson, who is now with the Suns, he hit a 3-pointer at the buzzer to beat Huntington Prep when he was with Prolific. The next year, Miles Bridges hit a buzzer beater, so Huntington Prep beat Prolific Prep. And this is going to be the rubber match game of Huntington Prep versus Prolific Prep. Prolific comes back after an impressive win over Spire Academy last year. Numari Burnett is still with them, and they loaded up and got Jalen Green, who is one of the top seniors in the nation, if not the top senior in the nation. So Prolific comes into town with 2 5-stars and 2 4-stars. Huntington Prep has 1 5-star that just committed to Duke, and they have 6 4-stars on their team, 1 that just committed to Michigan State. So Huntington Prep versus Prolific Prep, Hillcrest versus Andrews Osborne is one heck of a Friday night. Tickets will be going fast for those games, I can tell you that. Saturday, rolling into it as we normally do, it's become a tradition now. Last year, Mother Nature, which by the way is not invited to the event this year, she has kicked my butt 2 years in a row and I'm getting sick of it. Last year we were going to have the Minster girls that ended up winning the state for their division play the Carroll girls who ended up being runner-up in Division II. That was one of the only games we had to cancel last year because of Mother Nature. This year we're going to try again with the Beaver Creek girls playing the Carroll girls. That should be a great local matchup. After that, Walnut Ridge versus Woodward. Walnut Ridge is one of the top 10 in the state Division I. Woodward is supposed to be number 6 in the state Division II. We have Lutheran East, first time ever, going to be playing Alter Knights. Those 2 are both top 10 in Division II. Then we have another national team coming up. Milton, Georgia is going to be taking on Pick North. Pick North, as many of you will know, has a 5-star football stud, Jack Sawyer, that's going to be playing at The Ohio State University after this. I think he's a junior now. And then Huntington Prep is going to be playing a second game, and they are going to be taking on Lakewood St. Edwards. Lakewood St. Edwards was the Division I runner-up last year. They are loaded again. They're supposed to be number 2 in the state. Coach Flannery has wanted to come down here for the past several years. We haven't been able to work it out. We had this agreement signed over a year and a half ago that they would be coming down, and they're actually going to be playing 2 games. And then the nightcap on Saturday, your Wayne Warriors will be taking on Grayson. So I know a lot of the Wayne players here were wondering who they were getting. Well, Grayson is considered the top team in Georgia. They have a 5-star, a 4-star, a 3-star, and they also have a 4-star quarterback that's going to Illinois. So good luck with that. Yeah, hey, remember Wayne versus Findlay Prep, one of the best high school games I ever saw when Wayne took down the number 1 team in the nation. So it's time for you to take down the number 1 team in Georgia. So enjoy. All right, going into Sunday, Crestwood Prep coming back. Last year he could not play because he was injured, which I was not happy about. But Elijah Fisher is considered by most a lottery pick, if not the number 1 player in the country. He's a 2023 grad, but he is pretty electric, and he's going to be taking on Garfield Heights. Yes, Sonny Johnson's going to have to get out of bed earlier than normal this year, so I've already had to hear about that from him. First Love Christian, Pennsylvania, is going to be taking on Brush. Brush has John Hughley, who is a 4-star. Has he committed yet? I don't think he has. The recruitment's open, and a lot of people want him. So then we're going to have a very good one, looking at you, Rocky, ready for that Troutwood St. Vincent St. Mary's. In Division II right now, Mr. Stovall, who's still en route somewhere, has St. Vincent St. Mary's #1 in the state for D2 and Trotwood #6 in the state. So that's going to be one heck of a matchup. Then we've got St. Ed's taking on Princeton. This is a D1 #2 versus a D1 #7 in the state. Princeton's back in it after not being in it last year, and looking forward to seeing them again. And then here come that Arizona connection. Again, Dream City Christian and Arizona Compass. I had never heard of these teams prior to then, but they send us their rosters and we double check to make sure that they are correct, and they are loaded. So like I said, some of the Findlay Prep players are there, but Dream City Christian is going to be taking on Pick Central, who last year played Trotwood and beat them in the final game. And then Arizona Compass, their first time coming, a loaded team with a lot of 4 stars and 3 stars, is going to be taking on Centerville, who is top 10 Division I this year. So they're going to be enjoying that matchup. Going into the final day, Pace Academy. Again, there's something in the water in Georgia, because this is our 3rd team from Georgia, 3 teams from Arizona this year. Pace Academy with Charmin White, a good friend of mine. They are coming up, 2 4 stars. Last year they took on Thurgood. This year they're going to be taking on Aiken, which is a very good Cincinnati school. First time entrant Gamble Montessori is going to be taking on CJ. Going to be a good one. Then we have a great small school matchup in Ottoville versus Anna. Again, a lot of people ask why some of the teams, why some of the matchups. We like to give everybody a chance. We're just not going to have all D1 schools in this playing national teams. We want D2, D3, D4 schools putting on good matchups, giving their fan base and giving them, more importantly, their kids an opportunity to play on this kind of a stage. You know, one of the best things that we hear about are college coaches and scouts that come here to see all the 5 stars and the 4 stars, but walk away going, man, that kid was good, and that kid getting a D1 scholarship offer or a D2 scholarship offer because of having a great showing. Perfect case in point, last year, Pick Central versus Trotwood. Last game, and I don't remember who it is, Rocky, he was on Pick Central, who was it? Garcia. Yep, Garcia. Guard, right, for Pick Central, put like 32, sorry man, 32 on Trotwood in the victory. After that game, he had had no real looks or whatever. After that game, Akron came up to him and offered him a Division I scholarship. So again, these games matter. This is good exposure for these kids to get a chance to play on another stage. After that, we've got Spire Prep Academy playing Springfield. This is an interesting situation where Springfield last year graduated Raheem Moss that went on to play at Spire Prep Academy, and he's going to be coming back to play his alma mater. Just like 2 years ago when we had, or that was more than that now, when we had IMG play Wayne, when Demetric Trice went down to IMG post-grad, coming back to play his alma mater. So we thought that was a nice twist. That's going to be a good game with Spire taking on Springfield. Then we're going to have Division III #1 in the state, Taft, taking on Division II #4 in the state, Thurgood Marshall. So that is going to be a very good barn burner. And then to round out, we're going to be having Hughes taking on the host school, Kettering Fairmont, for game number 20 of the 2020 Premier Health Flyin to the Hoop. Having said all of that, like I said, I'm hoping Mother Nature stays away from us this year. We will do our best to get all of these games in. We will have contingencies like we always do. It's amazing how we're able to juggle some things to make it work, but it always does. As I mentioned on social media, our website will be live here shortly with ticket sales already, we know, going nuts. I would not delay. What we always do is we give our local schools that are participating general admission tickets to be able to sell at their athletic department, as well as having online ordering. And once we get the tickets, we will also have River Valley Credit Union being a ticket outlet like we did last year, so you'll be able to go to all of their branches. But before we go, one of my favorite parts of the event, and I think other people enjoy it too, is we wanted to see if any of the area head coaches wanted to say a couple of words about their matchup or their excitement about playing in the event. Nate, you want to start? Nate, head coach of Wayne High School.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it.
Yep.
First of all, I'd just like to thank everybody coming out. I'd like to thank Eric Horseman. Does an incredible job every single year. I know we're extremely excited to be a part of this. This is Wayne's 14th straight year being a part of Flying to the Hoop. And like I said, every year it's a special opportunity for us and a special moment for our program. I just wanted to thank our athletic director, Mr. Nate Baker. He's new this year to us, but he allowed us to come here. He's sitting right there. I'd like to introduce some of my players real quick. Brought quite a few guys, so when I introduce you, to stand up for me. Kyle Hoxton, Ben Palma, R.J. Mukes, Brendan Hill, Gerard Langford, Jalen Orwig, Jeremiah Thompson, Christian Rand, Damian Bowles, Malcolm Curry, Cam Fancher, and Laurent Rice. Thank you guys, appreciate it. I'd also like to thank Premier Health. We have two excellent trainers, Jeff Barnhart and Dominique Starr, that do a heck of a job with our student athletes. But we're extremely thankful for them and what they provide for us every single year. First class. This basketball tournament's up to, Invitational. It's important to us, this showcase, because the last couple years we've had games on Fridays. We've actually moved that to a Thursday because we want to be in attendance for that Friday evening game and just be able to enjoy the lineup and the schedule. But like I said, it's first class. Eric does a great job, Mr. John Stovall. To me, for my money, it's the #1 best basketball invitational weekend tournament in the country. And like I said, we're extremely thankful and extremely fortunate, and we're thankful to be a part of this every single year. So thank you very much, Eric. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Eric. Appreciate it. Anybody else want to say a couple words?
How everybody doing? I'm Coach Jarrell Redden out of Cincinnati Woodward High School. This is our first year playing into Flying to the Hoop, and I'm very excited. I want to thank John Stovall, Jabril Moten, and Paul McMillan Sr. I couldn't bring my guys here today. This is our last week for grades, so I told them I was going to come represent them, but I'm going to say a few names. We got Paul McMillan, junior. He's a sophomore, averaged 25 points a game last year as a freshman. He has 6 Division I offers right now. You can be looking for him. I got a kid named Montev Ware. He transferred from Western Hills High School. He had a good year last year. He averaged about 18 points and 5 rebounds. I got a junior, Aaron Davis. He's really good. He should have a breakout season. He's one of our top defenders. I got a kid named Brandon Cromer. He moved in from Atlanta. He now lives in Cincinnati. He's highly touted. He just did a Future 150 camp. He showed out. I got a super freshman by the name of Kanye Moreland. He played with the kid Rayvon Griffin. He's probably number 10 in the country. And then I got my big man in the middle, Davion Mace. He's real good. He led our conference in rebounds, and we are very excited, and we're looking forward to playing in the best tournament in the country. Thanks.
You guys here? Oh, hey. Well, hold on. It wouldn't be complete. Come on up here since the press conference is almost over. Just because you came from Oregon, we're giving you a little bit of a break. John Stovall, everybody. John, you were relying on me to do all the player rankings and stuff, so I don't know. I think I added a couple 5-stars on there, but we'll find out. Anybody else want to say anything? Come on.
I wanted to wait till John got here so I could rip his rankings.
Rocky, head coach Trotwood.
Thanks, Eric. I just want to start off by saying thank you to Premier Health. I know Nate mentioned it. We have an amazing trainer at Trotwood. CJ does a great job with our young men. We always have a ton of football guys who carry over, and when you have that, there's nothing more important than that trainer who gets them ready, gets them healthy for you. So we really appreciate Premier and what they provide not only in CJ, but what they have provided to our school as far as support. Eric, I want to thank you for inviting us. It's one of those contracts that we enjoy getting every year, and We try to delay signing the contract just to see if he really wants us there. We like to make sure we get 2 or 3 emails from him first. So we love being in this tournament. Our guys love playing in this. It's really hard to keep them focused. It's interesting that Nate mentioned they moved their Friday to Thursday. Honestly, it's a great idea because our guys are so jacked up about playing in this invitational that sometimes we don't play very well on that Friday before. So great idea. But again, thank you to everyone who's here, everyone who supports this. It's incredible. Our athletic director, Frank, I saw him earlier. I don't know where he's hiding at, but Frank, thank you. He's way, way in the back. Frank, thank you for allowing our young men to participate in this. He's done a great job as his first full year of our AD. He dove in last year and half a year, so we really appreciate Frank. But brought a few of our guys with us. We don't have any 5-star guys, but pretty sure we got a lot of 5-star hearts that play on Trotwood's team. And we're just thankful for the opportunity. We also had a young man, Malachi Matthews, who began getting recruited last year after playing in that game. And we didn't play very well, but it was great to get recruited. The Garcia kid did a great job against us, but I bet he'd trade that win for our ring. So, we'll just leave it at that. So with us, I've got some guys I want to introduce. I've got some of my coaching staff here. I've got Quentin Smith, Deion Witherspoon, and Carl Blanton Sr. And then our players, I have Courtney Blake. Courtney's moving from the Carolinas with us this year. I got Carter Mims, Keontae Hughley, Sam Anderson, and I'm pretty sure he's got a few stars behind his name with football, and Carl Blanton Jr. So again, just thank everyone for this opportunity. I love this press conference because it really gets people excited about basketball. It really shows that we're moving in toward the end of that football year, and it just gets people excited. And I think us coaches are excited all year long, but when this launches, it really gets folks excited. So thanks again.
Thank you, sir. And now we have Justin Brantley with Sprier Prep Academy. Here you guys go.
Thank you, Eric.
They drove 4 hours, so I guess I get to say something, huh?
So when I took over Spire 2 years ago, everybody told me, if there's one thing you do, you got to get in Flyin to the hoop. And us making that happen last year was big. Like last coach said, we didn't perform the way we would have liked to, but it was a great experience. Great experience for our guys. Great experience being part of this type of showcase, this type of invitational. We play all over the country, and we play in all types of events, and I can honestly say there wasn't an event on the magnitude of this one. From start to finish, from the communication, from the staff, from the organization. So blessed and honored to be a part of this again, year 2. We moved in a new direction. We've got Coach Gravel Craig as our head coach. Coach Craig, for 7 years, was the head coach at Bethune-Cookman University in Florida. Last year, assistant coach at Stetson University. So we're blessed and honored to have him heading our ship in the right direction, helping to motivate our guys and put them in the position to be successful at that next level. So I'm going to have Coach Craig introduce himself and introduce a couple of our players.
My name is Coach Craig, and I'd just like to thank you for inviting us to the event. As a college coach, I would actually try to get the date of the event and kind of schedule my games around it because we wanted to have our coaches here to recruit because we knew it was one of the top events in the country. So that speaks volumes of the event that you guys put on. And again, Coach Stowe, we go way back. So, but like I said, I just wanted to thank you guys for inviting us and wanted to introduce 3 of our players that we brought with us. Can you guys stand up when I announce you? Zim Wokiji from Tallahassee, Florida. He's a Florida State commit, 6'7" forward. Andre Polk has a lot of high recruitment going on. He played at Spire last year. He has, Cincinnati, schools like that looking at him, high major schools, mid-major schools. And then last but not least, local guy, Raheem Moss. He called me for 2 weeks straight about, Coach, did you get in touch with Coach Eric? Did you get in touch with them? We got to get this game. So I just want to thank him for being persistent and you guys for putting us in it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And it wouldn't be a press conference without Coach Sean McCullough saying a couple words on behalf of Thurgood Marshall.
How's everybody doing? Always overly excited this time of year. I know as coaches, we're excited, but you go through the summer where you have time off, so it's a busy time of the year that's coming up for all of us, where you kind of leave your family and all that other stuff. But it's always an exciting time. I'm excited because I've been a part of Flyin to the Hoop ever since it's been in existence at Trent Arena. So I remember attending as a college coach at a community college when it was at then Delia Butler. So it's exciting because I've seen it develop and become the tournament that it is today. So Eric, you do a phenomenal job. We always have conversations about our apparel. This is my Lululemon plug today. Stand up real quick. Ronald Long, that's my top assistant right there. He's actually my cousin as well. Kamari Williams, Chance Emerson, Anthony McComb, and then we have transfer Prophet Johnson. He's a transfer from Northmont. And then Makai couldn't make it today. Makai Elmore, who's a really good sophomore. So Stovall, we'll have a conversation, you, myself, and Rocky, about these rankings. So we will, we'll definitely have a conversation when we get out of here. But overly excited, and it's always a fun time every year. So that's all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sean. All right, well, before all the chaos on social media happens and the ticketing begins, did anybody have any questions for us before we? Oh, yeah, sorry about that. No problem. Princeton's in the house. They need to say a couple of words.
Very few.
That's all right.
I'm short in stature. Once again, thank you for inviting us back. This is my 4th time here with Princeton, so glad to be a part of it. I'm kind of with Coach Rocky over there. No 5 stars, but I guarantee we're gonna compete at a very hard level. I brought 3 of our players there I'd like to introduce. So De'Aris Randall, he has many D2 offers. Can't wait to see where he commits. Khalil Davis just committed, full scholarships, University of Cumberland's. And Greg Johnson also has some offers out there. We also have a sophomore that we're playing with, Bowen Hardman, who just was offered by Ohio State and is visiting UC tonight and has been offered by Xavier. So we're excited to bring them to showcase our talents against a very good team from Cleveland, even though they got whooped last night, but that's okay. The Browns.
Well, I think that's going to do it for this year's press conference. Let the craziness begin. Thank you for coming.